As always, we've got merch for the channel. We have our Nerd Creative range and our Stay Creative range. Links in the description. Get whatever you want. Creatives, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. Build the Moomin house, box 15, part 3. In this video, we'll be starting issue 57 of the build. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. So, with every stage of the build comes with component parts and magazine. These are the component parts for issue 57. So let's have a look in the magazine. There's a good shot there of the open house with a blue panel in there that I haven't done yet on my house. So looks like we're going to be doing another internal wall for the second floor, and we're going to be putting these drawers in the dressing table. Mabel, Mrs. Philly Jonk's maid and Misabel's sister. The Hemulin, who loved silence, the park of silence. Right, so these are the step-by-step instructions. So this is more of the internal wall, and then that's the completion. Then we've got these two drawers to do, and that's the completion there. And there's that character, the maid. Okay. So what I always like to do, as you know, you've seen my videos before, so what I like to do is I like to make sure what it says we have here, we have in here. So let's get the blister pack open. I'm only going to take out the frame part because that's all we're going to do in here. So we have a vertical strip there. We have three A rails, which we have here. So that's our 3 A rails there. We have 2 B rails, which are here. We've got 2 C rails, which are there. We've got 1 E rail, which is here. We've got a D rail and an F rail. Let's see if I can get these out. Pretty tricky. So we've got a D rail and an L rail. Oh yeah, we've got F rail there. Yeah, sorry, forgot that. Got an F rail there, and then we've got an L rail, and we've got a D rail, which is here. And then if we look in this small square here, we've got our drawer panels, we've got our 2 drawers, and we've got 2 drawer handles. So I'm going to leave them in there because we're not actually going to be dealing with them in this video. So we'll put them aside. So let's begin. Right, so the first thing we've got to do is we've got to take one of our A rails here, and we need the C rail, or one of our C rails, which is here. So what you got to make sure is that the shorter tab is at the top and the longer tab is the bottom. So you lay that down like that, and then we've got to attach this C rail. So let's see, that C has to be pointed upwards. Let's put that C there has to there. So pointed upwards like that, and it's going to sit in there like that. So it's got to apply wood glue. And add the C rail in there like that. I'm just going to check. Yeah, it sits in there like that. So I'm going to put some glue inside this tab get the wood glue out and a couple of cocktail sticks. Start building this frame. Yeah, so I might put glue directly into that frame, into that channel, like that. Okay. And just spread it around with the cocktail stick like that. Make sure it's filled. And then remember, we want the C pointing upwards, so it goes on like, position it like that, there, right there. So clean up the excess glue. So you get this curve happening here, like that. You can see how it's coming off the desk. The desk's here. See how it's coming right up there. So I'm just going to hold that in place and let that dry. I'll just clip this one here while it dries, so because I need to put on another air rail in place. So grab another air rail. Remember, the short at the top, long at the bottom. So I'm going to put glue in the channel. Like that. And just spread it around all the sides. And then turn it around. Remember, the longest at the bottom, so I'm just going to connect these two together like that. And I'm going to clip them together if I can. Because it's on a curve, it might not work. I'm just going to see if I can clip them together. Quite a bit of excess glue there as well. Let me just shift that. Like that there. So that's in place. Like that. There, right, that's that clipped. So the next one we have to put in is one of our B rails. So we've got, this is one of our B rails. I'm just checking which is the longest side. I think that's the shortest. That's the shortest side. That's the longest side. So same again, like that. And it'll go like that with the B on this side here. So that will go in there like that. So I just need to apply some glue on this tab. Like that. Like there. Just like that. Just a bit of glue there. And spread it around with a cocktail stick as well. Just checking it there. Straight, that they haven't shifted. So just glue in there like that. And then get this. Just checking. Okay. Turn it round. I'm going to get another clip. I'm going to clip it in place. So I'm going to sit it there like that. Right there, and then I'm going to clip it in place like that. Okay, there we go. So there we've got the startings. Just checking to see if that's moved. Okay, I think that's moved a little bit. That should be straight. Yep, no, that's in place. Yeah, so it's going around that curve there, as you can see. It's coming around the curve. So just leave that to dry a little bit. This is where it gets a little more complicated. We get the C rail here, as you can see. I need to put glue in this channel and this channel. Actually, I need to put glue in all 3 channels. Right. And then I'll clip them all together. So I'll get a couple more clips out. Quite noisy out there. So I need to put glue in all these 3 channels. Like this one. And it'll position them, when I put the C rail in, it'll position them where they're supposed to be. That one, and this one here. Like that. If they're slightly out of position, this C rail, when it's clipped into place, will position them where they're supposed to be. You know, align them in the right way, because I think that one's sticking out a bit, which it shouldn't be, but it is. Like that there. Let's just get these glued like that. So the C is here, and this is how they go together. So I'm going to put that one in there, and that one goes in there. Just kind of jiggle it a little bit to make sure it's fitting in there. And this one goes here like that. So I'm going to clip them all in place. So I'll clip that one there, and I'll clip this one, if I can, there. And then I'm going to clip this one, make sure it's just right there. Clip that one in place. There. That doesn't seem straight, but it's fine. I think it is. It seems like it's a bit of an angle, but it should be alright. But there, see that it kind of aligns these 3 up by just adding this. I'll just leave that to dry. Got to get this E rail here, this really long one. Working which way around it goes. So it looks like it goes this way. Yeah, it follows that curve and it slots in there. So I need to put glue in these 3 channels. Let's just move that aside. So I need to put glue in these 3 channels. Just check that. Yeah. So I need to put glue in this one. This one, and I'm going to put a little bit in that one because there's quite a bit in the other one. Right, so just spread that glue around like that, take some of that out and put it in this one like that. There's quite a lot of glue in there actually. I need to take some of it out. Spread it around like that, spread it around in there. I think there's a bit too much in there, so I'm going to take some out. Okay, so get this, the E's pointing upwards. Let's bring this back. Should be able to move that clip like that, and then position these in place. There. There, like that, there. Just clean up some of that glue. Quite a bit there. Probably don't have to clip them in, you know. Or maybe I do, that one's coming out. So I'm going to clip that one in there, like that. Get them clipped in, clip that in there, and then this one in here, like that, there. See as it's taking shape now. Let's leave that to dry. So we need to get our last A rail, which is here, and the D rail, which is this tiny one here. So let's see what we do. So we have the shorter, okay, that's, yeah, shorter at the top, longer at the bottom. There we go. So what we've got to do is we've got to put it in like that, there, in the bottom, like that, so that the D is pointing up like that, as you can see. The D is pointing up. So I've got to put some glue in this channel here. Really small amount of glue. Just check. Yep. So we put glue in here, in this really small piece, like that. And spread that around. Probably take some out. There's a bit much in there, like, but let me just take half of it. Well, not half of it. Let's take some of it away. And then just spread it around inside there like that. And remember, the D points up, so it goes this way around, like that. That fits in there. See, the D is pointing upwards. Leave that one to dry. So I've got the last of the B rails here. Make sure the short part's at the top, longer part's at the bottom. I'm just going to turn this over like that. I'm going to put glue in that tab there, and I'm going to connect these two together. Like that. That. Okay, just connect these two together, like, oops, like that. Okay, like that, there. Allow that to dry. And just to help position them, we have this L rail, another small piece. So I'm going to put some glue in there and in there, and this will create the perfect distance between those two. That. That and that. And the L has to point upwards like that. So I'm just going to slot this in between these two and just let it settle in the right place. Like that. Oop, there. Okay, there we go. Oops. Remove any excess glue. There. So that creates the perfect gap between here and here, here and here. Leave that to dry. So I've removed the pegs, the clips off this frame. So what we've got to do is we've got to turn it around like that, and we're going to put some glue in those two channels at the top. Like that. In there, and then in there. That doesn't look straight. It does. It just, because the curve throws me off a little bit. So just going to spread the glue around in here like that, and into here as well. Then we bring these that we've just assembled here. And it only goes one way because see there, see the groove there, it goes down and sits inside there. So I'm just going to line them up, line them both up so that they're fitting in the right place, like that. There, as you can see, slide it up a bit there. Just leave that to dry, and then all we've got to do is we've got to put this F railing on, and we've got to put this vertical strip on as well. But yeah, that's coming together really well, because the curve is here and here and here, so it's kind of going, and it'll probably attach to this wall. It'll probably come out somewhere either here or somewhere on this side here to create it'll probably be like, this will be a room, that'll be a room, and that'll be the hallway. So we'll see it when we get there, because we've got to panel them, we've got to wallpaper them as well, but we're not doing that in this video. So what we've got to do is we've got to turn this over like that, which will hold them in place, and then we've got to create a doorway here. I'm just checking, so the F needs to be pointing up like that. So I need to put some glue in there and in there, and that will create, it'll straighten these two if they're slightly off. If they're slightly off in any way, it'll straighten them and position them correctly. So just need to spread the glue around inside here and here. Let's move some more glue into this one. Okay, right, so the F points up like that, and then this sits in here and in here. Let me just make sure that goes in properly there. See what I mean? It pushes it out like that to make sure that that door frame is the correct size. Okay. Oops. Pulled the magazine. Just let that dry. As you can see, the frame has come together. Given that enough time to dry now, I just want to retest fit this to make sure I'm putting it in the right place. Seems like that's where it goes. Just going to turn it over. Oh, it actually looks better this way. Yeah, it's actually better that way. Yep. Yeah, there. Yeah, that's the way it goes there, like that. Fits perfectly there. Just checking that the alignment there and there. Just going to spin it around. Try it that way. It seems to go in both ways, but I think it actually goes in this way around. It actually fits a lot better that way around there. So I'm going to put some glue all the way down here. Like that. Oops. And was shaking a little bit there. There, like that. Not too much glue. There we go. Just need to spread that around. oops, knock that then, and just fit this in place in there, like that. So it's flush with this and this. Yeah, that's it's perfectly in there now. Probably don't need a clip on it. Let's check the back. It's quite messy with the glue, but you're not going to see it. Yeah, because it's at an, I think it's at an angle, so I won't put a clip in it. Okay, just make sure it's in place. Yeah. So that's what the finished frame will look like. Just zoom out a little bit. So that is what we're left with there. I'd like to thank you for your company. I'll see you in the next video. Stay creative.